Today I would like to invite you to listen to the Dhammapada of the Buddha Shakyamuni, the 122nd verse from the Buddhist scriptures on the YouTube channel Kênh Thai in the USA. Do not disregard merit, saying it will not come nigh unto me. By the falling of drops even a water jar is filled. Likewise the wise man, gathering little by little, fills himself with good. This verse reveals the gentle and profound truth of the accumulation of merit, emphasizing patience, consistency, and mindfulness in the cultivation of virtue. In the true story related to this verse, there was a wise monk who diligently performed small acts of kindness every day, offering guidance, compassion, and care to all beings he encountered. At first, these small acts seemed insignificant, like drops of water, falling silently into a jar, unnoticed and unacknowledged. Some days, he wondered whether such minor deeds could truly make a difference in his own life or in the world around him. Yet the Buddha teaches that even the smallest acts of goodness, when repeated consistently and performed with mindfulness, gradually accumulate within the heart and mind of the practitioner, filling him with wisdom, joy, and ethical strength. Just as a water jar slowly fills drop by drop until it overflows, so too does the wise person, gathering small deeds of merit continuously, gradually transform the mind into a field of virtue, clarity, and compassion. The effects of these accumulated wholesome actions may not be immediately visible, yet they establish the foundation for peace, happiness, and insight that manifests naturally over time. The monk's daily practice included offering food to those in need, speaking gentle words of encouragement, maintaining a pure and ethical life, and cultivating mindfulness in every moment. Each small effort, though seemingly trivial, contributed to the gradual accumulation of merit in his mind and actions. Over time, the results became evident. The monk's heart was steadily purified, his mind was serene, and his understanding of the Dharma deepened. The quiet accumulation of virtue strengthened his ability to remain calm amidst challenges, to respond with compassion, and to act skillfully in each situation. This teaching reminds all disciples that no act of goodness is too small to be valuable. The consistent practice of wholesome deeds, no matter how subtle, accumulates merit, cultivates joy, and fosters the qualities of a wise, compassionate, and liberated mind. The Buddha emphasizes that merit, like water filling a jar drop by drop, requires patience, diligence, and mindfulness. Each act of generosity, kindness, ethical conduct, or compassionate engagement contributes to the development of the mind and the awakening of insight. The wise practitioner does not wait for grand opportunities or extraordinary circumstances to act virtuously. Instead, he cultivates consistent mindfulness, ethical reflection, and repeated wholesome action in daily life. By attending to the small moments and subtle opportunities to act for the welfare of others, the practitioner gradually fills the mind with goodness, steadily nurturing merit, clarity, and joy. Over time, these small acts of virtue transform the practitioner's life, purify the heart, and cultivate a mind naturally inclined toward wisdom, compassion, and ethical vigilance. Even minor deeds performed mindfully and with good intention contribute to the accumulation of merit. A gentle word, a helping hand, an act of patience or generosity, though seemingly insignificant, strengthens the heart, nurtures clarity of mind, and supports the development of insight. The Buddha's teaching encourages reflection on the cumulative effect of small virtuous acts, reminding the disciple that repeated practice, even in subtle ways, gradually fills the heart with goodness. Just as water gradually fills a jar, repeated acts of merit create a mind that is steady, clear, and inclined toward ethical awareness. The wise practitioner delights in performing wholesome deeds, finding joy in the simple acts of ethical conduct and compassion, knowing that each drop contributes to the larger field of virtue, merit, and awakening. Through consistent cultivation of merit, the mind naturally softens tendencies toward greed, aversion, and delusion. The repeated practice of virtue strengthens moral integrity, nurtures joy, and fosters patience and resilience in facing challenges. Each act of kindness, generosity, or ethical living is an opportunity to deepen understanding, cultivate compassion, and accumulate merit. The disciple who practices in this way experiences steady progress, a serene mind, and natural delight in virtuous action. Awareness of the cumulative effect of wholesome deeds ensures that the mind does not underestimate the importance of small, consistent efforts. Ethical vigilance and the repeated cultivation of virtue become natural expressions of the heart, guiding thought, word, and deed in alignment with Dharma. The Buddha's teaching on the 122nd verse inspires the practitioner to recognize the power of small, consistent acts of goodness. Even when immediate results are not visible, each act contributes to the steady accumulation of merit, the purification of the mind, and the development of wisdom. The wise practitioner does not dismiss minor opportunities to act virtuously, understanding that the slow and continuous gathering of goodness transforms the heart, nurtures insight, and strengthens ethical resolve. Over time, the accumulated merit manifests as clarity, joy, peace, and freedom from subtle defilements. By cultivating virtue continuously and mindfully, the disciple fills the heart with goodness, creating a life aligned with the luminous truths of Dharma and cultivating the conditions for awakening. Just as the water jar fills gradually, so does the heart of the wise practitioner fill with the accumulated effects of repeated ethical deeds. Each thought, word, and action performed with attention, compassion, and ethical awareness strengthens the mind, nurtures merit, and cultivates insight. The disciple who delights in virtue finds that daily practice of wholesome acts gradually transforms ordinary life into a living field of Dharma, where every moment is an opportunity to act with wisdom, compassion, and ethical mindfulness. Through patient and consistent cultivation of merit, the practitioner develops steadiness of mind, joy in ethical living, and clarity of thought, gradually opening the heart to awakening and freedom. The principle of cumulative merit teaches that ethical life is a continuous, mindful, and patient practice. By performing small deeds of goodness daily, the practitioner gradually fills the mind and heart with virtue, nurturing wisdom, compassion, and insight. Awareness of the slow accumulation of merit encourages reflection, diligence, and joy in ethical action. Each drop of virtue contributes to the steady growth of the heart and mind, cultivating qualities of clarity, patience, ethical vigilance, and joy in wholesome living. The disciple who practices this way develops a serene, compassionate, and insightful mind, naturally inclined to act in alignment with Dharma. The Buddha's teaching reminds all beings that no virtuous act is too small to be valuable. By attending to the accumulation of merit in everyday life, the disciple cultivates ethical vigilance, mindfulness, and continuous practice. Just as a water jar fills drop by drop, so does the wise practitioner gradually fill the heart with goodness, cultivating joy, clarity, and ethical steadiness. Each conscious, wholesome act strengthens the mind, softens subtle defilements, and nurtures compassion. By practicing continuously and mindfully, the practitioner transforms ordinary life into a living expression of Dharma, where every small deed contributes to the accumulation of merit, the development of wisdom, and the steady unfolding of awakening. When one contemplates the Buddha's teaching on the gradual accumulation of merit, the mind naturally cultivates patience, mindfulness, and steady diligence. Each act of goodness, no matter how small, contributes to the shaping of consciousness, the purification of the heart, and the strengthening of virtue. The story of the wise monk illustrates this principle clearly. He did not wait for grand opportunities or extraordinary circumstances to act virtuously. Each day, he performed small acts of kindness, generosity, ethical conduct, and compassionate engagement, understanding that even the smallest drop of merit adds to the fullness of the mind over time. Like water filling a jar slowly, each deliberate, mindful, and wholesome action gradually accumulates, creating a foundation of peace, clarity, and joy. The Buddha teaches that the wise person recognizes the significance of each act and approaches even minor opportunities to cultivate virtue with attentiveness and care. Over time, the accumulation of merit strengthens moral integrity, softens subtle tendencies toward greed, anger, or delusion, and cultivates natural delight in ethical living. By continuously gathering merit little by little, the practitioner fills the mind with goodness, nurturing insight, compassion, and the conditions for awakening. The disciple who practices in this way understands that every thought, word, and deed is an opportunity to cultivate merit. A single act of generosity, patience, ethical restraint, or compassionate engagement may seem small, yet its cumulative effect is profound. The heart gradually opens to joy, peace, and ethical clarity. The subtle tendencies of attachment, aversion, and ignorance are softened through repeated practice, and the mind becomes steady, clear, and resilient. Awareness of the gradual accumulation of merit transforms ordinary life into a continuous field of practice where every moment is infused with ethical attention, compassion, and wisdom. By acting consistently, mindfully, and ethically, the practitioner experiences the natural unfolding of insight, joy, and freedom from subtle defilements. Each small act strengthens the foundations of virtue, cultivating a heart naturally inclined toward goodness and a mind receptive to the luminous truths of Dharma. The principle of gradual accumulation teaches the importance of patience, mindfulness, and consistency in ethical cultivation. The wise practitioner does not seek immediate results or become discouraged by the apparent subtlety of each action. Each moment of virtuous effort adds to the growing reservoir of merit within the mind and heart. By practicing consistently, the disciple develops an enduring sense of ethical vigilance, joy in virtue, and clarity of understanding. The subtle, incremental gathering of merit is like planting seeds in fertile soil. Each seed may appear small and insignificant at first, yet over time it grows, bearing fruit as insight, compassion, and liberation. The mind trained in this understanding delights naturally in virtue, seeks opportunities to act ethically, and rejoices in the small, continuous efforts that gradually transform life. The Buddha emphasizes that merit, though subtle, is cumulative and transformative. The wise practitioner cultivates attentiveness in thought, speech, and action, observing opportunities to act for the benefit of self and others. By nurturing virtue gradually and consistently, the disciple strengthens the mind, softens tendencies toward greed, anger, and delusion, and experiences the joy and serenity arising naturally from ethical living. The story of the monk illustrates that even seemingly minor acts of goodness, performed with mindfulness, accumulate to create a heart and mind inclined toward clarity, compassion, and ethical integrity. Over time, this accumulation of merit fosters steadiness of mind, joy in ethical action, and insight into the impermanent and interconnected nature of all phenomena. Even the smallest ethical act, when performed with mindfulness and good intention, has the power to transform the mind. The disciple who delights in virtue approaches each day with care, attention, and ethical reflection. Small opportunities for generosity, patience, kindness, and ethical conduct are attended to carefully, without expectation or attachment to reward. Each act contributes to the gradual filling of the heart with merit, nurturing joy, insight, and freedom from subtle defilements. The gradual accumulation of virtue strengthens moral integrity, softens subtle tendencies toward negativity, and cultivates the natural inclination of the heart toward goodness and compassion. Through repeated practice, ordinary life becomes a continuous field of awakening, where each thought, word, and deed contributes to clarity, joy, and ethical vigilance. By reflecting on the principle of cumulative merit, the practitioner understands the importance of consistency, patience, and ethical diligence. Awareness of the gradual accumulation of virtue encourages mindfulness in every moment, the careful observation of intentions, and repeated ethical practice. Each small act performed with attention and compassion contributes to the steady growth of the mind's capacity for insight, ethical discernment, and joyful responsiveness to the needs of others. The Buddha teaches that the wise person does not disregard minor opportunities to cultivate merit, understanding that even a single drop of virtuous action, when repeated over time, fills the heart with goodness and strengthens the foundations of awakening. The gradual gathering of merit transforms ordinary life into an ongoing practice of Dharma. Each moment is infused with ethical awareness, compassion, and mindfulness. The wise practitioner delights in repeated acts of virtue, cultivates joy in ethical living, and nurtures the heart towards steadiness, clarity, and insight. By attending carefully to every thought, word, and action, the disciple prevents the accumulation of negative tendencies, strengthens moral integrity, and accumulates merit that bears fruit as clarity, compassion, and freedom from subtle defilements. Awareness of this principle encourages diligence, patience, and ethical joy, transforming ordinary life into a living field of practice. The 122nd verse teaches that consistent, mindful, and patient cultivation of merit is essential for the development of a wise, compassionate, and liberated mind. By performing small acts of goodness every day, attending carefully to each opportunity for ethical action, and practicing reflection and mindfulness, the disciple gradually fills the mind and heart with virtue. Each act of kindness, generosity, patience, or ethical conduct contributes to the accumulation of merit, nurtures insight, and fosters the conditions for awakening. Just as a water jar fills drop by drop, so does the heart of the wise practitioner fill with the steady accumulation of goodness, gradually transforming ordinary life into a continuous practice of virtue, insight, and joy. Thank you for watching my video. Namalamitba. I wish to bring this merit towards all disciples and sentient beings, all of whom will attain Buddhahood. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate your time.